Tomorrow. It's a soft, comforting word. It makes us believe that change is just around the corner. I'll start working out tomorrow. I'll write that book tomorrow. I'll chase my dreams tomorrow. But tomorrow is a clever illusion. It's always close enough to give us hope, but just far enough to keep us still. And if you keep waiting for tomorrow, you'll wake up one day and realize that years have passed, and you never moved. Arjun was one of those people who kept waiting. He had a dream, a big one. He wanted to become a writer, not just any writer. He dreamed of seeing his name on the cover of a novel sitting in a bookstore, of readers underlining his sentences and feeling something real through his words. But dreams alone don't write books. Every night after his office job, Arjun sat at his small wooden desk, opened his notebook and stared at the blank page. His mind would whisper, "I'm tired today. It's okay. I'll write tomorrow when I'm fresher." And so, tomorrow became his hiding place. Days passed. Weeks blurred into months. The notebook remained mostly empty except for a few scattered lines, unfinished thoughts, abandoned paragraphs, and excuses scribbled in the margins. Each time he pushed the work to tomorrow, a little part of his dream slipped further away. One rainy evening, as he was scrolling through his phone, he stumbled on a short quote. "You don't need to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step." He read it again, slowly. It hit him deeper than he expected. For years, he had been waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect inspiration, the perfect energy, the perfect tomorrow. But that moment had never come. Something stirred inside him. For the first time in a long while, he asked himself, what if I just wrote something today? Not a chapter, not a novel, just a few lines. So he picked up his pen. His hands hesitated at first, as if unfamiliar with the act. Then, almost timidly, he began to write. 10 minutes passed. It wasn't perfect. In fact, most of it wasn't even good. But when he closed the notebook, he felt something he hadn't felt in months. Progress. The next night, he wrote again. 10 minutes turned into 15. Some nights were smooth. Words flowed like a river. Other nights were frustrating. Nothing sounded right, and he was tempted to give up. But he made himself a promise. No matter how small the step, I will show up every day. Weeks turned into months. Writing became a part of his rhythm. Just like brushing his teeth, making tea, or commuting to work, it became automatic. Some nights he wrote just a few sentences. Other nights he filled entire pages. But the most powerful part? He wasn't waiting anymore. One morning, Arjun woke up earlier than usual. Sunlight peeked through his curtains. He sat down with his notebook and noticed how thick it had become. Page after page filled with his thoughts, stories, and characters that didn't exist a few months ago. He realized something beautiful. There had never been a single big day when everything changed. There was no magical morning when he suddenly transformed. It was all the tiny, seemingly ordinary nights when he chose to write instead of waiting for tomorrow. People around him started to notice. Friends asked, "How are you doing this after work every day? Don't you get tired?" Arjun smiled and replied, "Of course I do, but I stopped waiting for tomorrow. I just started with today." Eventually, he completed his manuscript. Holding that printed stack of papers in his hands felt surreal. It wasn't the result of a burst of inspiration or a dramatic life event. It was built slowly, quietly, through small daily habits that stacked on top of each other like bricks, steady and unshakable. he sent the manuscript to publishers. Even though he wasn't sure what would happen next, he had already won. Because the real victory wasn't finishing the book. It was defeating the habit of postponing his dreams. Arjun understood what most people never do. Success isn't about massive leaps. It's about tiny, consistent steps taken when nobody's watching. Waiting for the perfect moment is the fastest way to let your dreams expire. If you want change, don't wait for tomorrow. Start now. Start messy. Start small. But start. One push-up today is better than a workout plan tomorrow. One paragraph today is better than a novel you'll someday write. One decision today can quietly reshape the rest of your life. Tomorrow is uncertain. Today is real. Your future depends not on what you say you'll do one day, but on what you actually do now. Stop waiting. Begin. Even the smallest daily habit has the power to build the life you've been dreaming of.
Subscribe to the channel for more inspiring and powerful stories.